What's up, guys? What up? What up? We're gonna start this here in just a bit. What up, guys? What up? We're gonna start this in just a second. What's going on, guys? We're gonna start this thing off here in just a bit. Here. All right, guys, we're gonna start this in like 60 seconds here. In 60 seconds, we're gonna start this call off here in 60 seconds. So, yo, do me a favor, guys. Drop where you're tuning in from. Drop where you're tuning in from. Drop where you're tuning in from, guys. Drop some 777 to the chat. Drop where you're tuning in from. Right? All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? Drop where you're tuning in from. Drop where you're tuning in from as we get this whole thing started. All right, just opened up the chat box. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Drop where you're tuning in from here as we get this thing started. All right, some of you guys might be able to hear me, some of you guys might not. Got some good news. All right, we might have some bad news here for Bitcoin. And I think a lower low might be coming in shortly. So as we get to that, guys, let me get into this and share my screen here for y'all. I'm very bearish on a couple things here, so all right. All right. Some people said America. Yeah, you're fucking funny, bro. Whoever said that is hilarious. All right, cool. So perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's get straight into it, guys. Trading view. Somebody said, can you go look at Bird Eye? Try to find Soul Mail on TV and it's not there. All right, I'll go. We'll go into Bird Eye here in a bit. Let me see if you guys can see me, hear me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, do me a favor, guys. Drop some. I mean, guys, we have a lot of people on the call, so it's so funny. Drop where you're tuning in from, guys, so we can let everybody know where you're at. Let me get Bird Eye set up here right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. As we get this shit rocking. All right, cool. All right, cool. We got Phoenix. We got Phoenix in the building. We got Miami in the building. We got Puerto Rico in the building. Okay, cool. So we'll get straight into it, guys, because we've been doing some pretty intense shit these last couple of weeks. And I think right now, right before the halving, there might be a correction on Bitcoin. I don't like the way Bitcoin looks, which is a good thing for some people that have been waiting for a nice solid correction. And for somebody that is taking profits here, might be a bad thing. So let's get straight into it, guys, because I have some alerts set here and I want to share as much value as quickly as possible. So first things first. All right, let's get straight into it. What am I looking for? Okay, in Bitcoin. Let me turn off all the chats, guys, just because right now we don't really need everybody there. San Antonio, what's up, man? Bro, it's been a minute. All right, cool. So now let's look at Bitcoin. Let's look at what's happening right now. And, everybody here obviously knows that like Bitcoin's been overextended. All right. It's been running its rise. And a lot of times people keep asking me, okay, is it a good time to buy right now? I don't like to buy when there's an extension that happens here. Like obviously since January, we've seen an 87% with BTC. And what we've seen recently, which I am a little like, I wouldn't say afraid of, we've seen Bitcoin obviously have a solid correction here. And the correction, obviously, we could see is to the 38.2, which is solid. We want to see a solid close above 73 so we can create a new high. The one thing I don't like about this, okay, and I'll be honest with you guys because I'm as honest as I could fucking be. Okay, I called the drop here, and I'm gonna kind of call probably the next extension drop to 56 if this happens. What I'm looking at is a break of structure, and I don't like that I had to say that, but I am saying it right now. What I'm seeing right here specifically with this is we came up to this candle mitigated, almost mitigated. I still think Bitcoin can kind of rise, but we had a new trend really occur here. Okay. We had accumulation, compile here. Okay. And then what did we have? What is my strategy, guys? My whole strategy is based on what? Impulse and correction moves, right? We had how many waves? We had impulse here, first move. Okay. Second wave. Okay. Impulse, correction, and there's always three waves in Elliott wave, right? And then what did we have? We had this, okay, distribution type of, I would say, wick off almost consolidation. And I don't really like this. And the reason I was so bullish earlier was because on the 4 hour, we closed well above, obviously, this area here. And obviously it was the previous low because I was worried. I was like, look, man, like this right here is great, but I want to see it close above 68. This is what I was talking to you guys about. And we saw that close. It was right here. Now, obviously, there's two things that can happen here. The first thing is this is just a mitigation, and we could have BTC probably do something similar to this. Okay, drop down here and then enter a new price discovery to the upside. This is where I would look for a buy for BTC at 67. I just see it happening. Okay, I do see BTC dropping here. And one of the biggest reasons I see this happening is because of DXY and Dixie. Okay, Dixie right now just broke through the previous mitigation area, which is kind of fucked because I said, guys, if we break through here, we're going easily. There's nothing stopping Dixie to going to 105.87 or 106. This is like one of my biggest fears. This is something I was saying earlier in the week. Dixie and the dollar is becoming stronger. And why is that? It's because inflation is fucking coming back. All right. Inflation's coming back into the market. So this right here is very bullish. I was talking about this last week and I said, I'm very scared because I don't like the way that Dixie closed above here. And now we have a solid green candle and nothing is stopping Dixie from going to 105, 108. So I'm seeing some sort of correction happen here with Bitcoin. Okay, I'll be honest. Now, is it the end of the bull market? Absolutely not. We're going into the halving. But I do see Bitcoin going into two main areas here. And you want to pay attention here because this is like huge. Okay, the first thing that I could see Bitcoin doing next, okay, and this is going to hurt the alts. Why is this going to hurt the alts potentially? If this happens, two main factors, two main reasons. Okay, if Bitcoin drops, okay, a solid, let's say even 11%, you're going to see a 30% pullback on alts, 30 to 20%. But let's look at what's happening right now. Before I even call that, let's see if this is even a possibility. Okay. First thing I want to look at specifically is right now, I have some good news. The good news is that Dixie has been bullish, okay, since fucking January. I mean, since January and December, Dixie has been bullish, dude. Okay. So the Bitcoin's been battling a bullish dollar. Okay. Bitcoin's been battling a bullish dollar. And you've seen some of the biggest rallies happen when the dollar was obviously correcting. Now I think dollar might, as long as if we have a solid breakdown here, that would be great with Dixie. But if we start to push higher, we're easily going to go to the 105. But what I want to show you guys, and the reason why this is big is because, okay, why that's important is because Bitcoin still, even with a bullish fucking dollar, dude, has since January battled that and still created higher highs. You see that? It's been battling the Dixie, which means that basically Bitcoin, okay, no, even with the dollar index going up in value, even battling a more valuable dollar, Bitcoin has still stayed fucking resilient, dude, which is amazing. Okay. And I'm sorry for the swear words here, but I just want to give you guys some perspective here where I think price can head to next before we get into new price discovery, which would be here. If I'm buying Bitcoin here, because I know Bitcoin loves to wick, okay, my areas of interest are going to be here, and they're probably most likely going to be here. All right. I'm going to show you guys where my areas of interest are going to be, where I believe price can go, and where I believe I would start buying. There's going to be two areas of price that I'm going to be interested in. The first area is going to be most likely here. Okay. In this zone, I would say more comfortably in this zone here. Okay. 63, 64. Okay. Potentially, I would enter a small buy here just to scalp it. But if it doesn't go my way, it would be this is like the more risky buy. This is like a safer buy. Now, if this is technically the shift in momentum because we broke structure to the left, okay, we had a solid close of structure, at least on the 1 hour. Okay, over here. On a higher time frame, we could see Bitcoin go even to, okay, easily 57K, 57 to 58, and then start its new area of price discovery. Okay. It's all about the way that you look at this right now and what you're seeing. So this is just what I'm looking at, guys. I'm more bearish right now in Bitcoin, which isn't a bad thing. I'm more bearish because it broke structure. I think it could head here and then even shoot up, but these would be areas of buys because long term, we know after the halving, okay, there tends to be massive, massive gains. Now, just remember before the halving, there's always drops that happen. So just be aware of that. All right. Some other things that we need to look out for. So the reason why I'm bearish a little bit on Bitcoin is because I'm bullish on Dixie. Okay, I'm very bullish on Dixie, and one of the reasons why was because of the news today. Manufacturing was a lot better than expected. That's what made Bitcoin drop today in value. Okay, the manufacturing news came out way better than expected, guys. That's not good. We want to see, remember, we're in an inflation sentiment in the economy right now, in markets. So the markets, like Bitcoin, commodities, like Bitcoin, gold, and all that, they dip. They dip down normally when news, okay, when economic news is worse than expected because we're afraid of inflation. When economic news is better than expected and the US economy is doing good, it's having the opposite effect on charts. And what's happening? Commodities like Bitcoin tend to drop. Okay. So on our next news, why this is important is because obviously, this is not really that important. CPI for Germany is okay. It'll affect the euro, but it's not going to affect Dixie. This is what's going to affect Dixie tomorrow. The jobs, the JOLTS job openings. This right here, long story short, I'm going to give you a summary. If this tomorrow, okay, comes out better than expected, and let's say there's more US job openings than normal, or let's say it comes out better for the economy, then long story short, what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to drop. All right. It'll probably fall here. Okay. Or that'll get priced in. And if we continue to have news that is good for the economy, okay, like non-farm employment change, and one of the big ones that I'm a little afraid of is Wednesday, Powell speaking, but most importantly, this week is NFP week. Okay, NFP week, if you notice on gold and other commodities, are are actually big news. They affect the entire fucking market. And the reason being is because they can actually have a legitimate shift in trend. So if you go back test gold, gold's one of my favorite pairs to trade. You'll notice that on a monthly time frame, NFP has affected the trend of gold. Let's say gold was in down is in a downtrend all month. If NFP came out more positive than expected, gold would completely shift trends. Okay. And it would be the low of the month, and NFP will take it to the next high. Okay. I've seen this happen multiple times with gold. So this right here can affect a lot of shit. Okay. If there's anything that is probably the most concerning this week, it's going to be, okay, Fed Powell speaking, right? Him being bullish or bearish on hawkish on rates is going to affect us. One problem I don't like, guys, is inflation's coming back. So I feel like there needs to be a correction here. And then another thing is non-farm employment change. Okay. I think the US economy is doing great. And if the US economy is doing great, I see Dixie doing this. I see Dixie running up this week, okay, wicking this and then finally dropping and finally slowly over time going down. And that'll hurt markets this week. Reason being, dude, like go look at like US 30, go look at some of these other indexes. They're at all-time highs, man. We need a correction. We do need a correction overall in the market. Okay. So we have CPI. I can't believe we have CPI already again. Last CPI was actually bad and it caused a correction again on crypto. So, like I said, guys, this is, and I'm going to start talking about alts here in just a bit, but I'm trying to save you guys money. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't get fucked. Okay. In this market. Okay. In any market. I want to make sure you guys are safe here. And right now, to be honest with you, on a 4-hour perspective, this doesn't look good for Bitcoin. Okay. It could be reaccumulation here, but hey, and then it could bounce off here, could bounce off here. Okay, but I do see if you want to scale into Bitcoin, knowing that it's going to extend to a higher high, because I know Bitcoin's going to go to 81K. You can scale in here and you can scale in here just to keep yourself safe. Okay. Now let's go back to the Fed watch tool here. What's happening? Okay, with probabilities. We're most likely going to pause rates in May. In June, right? There's still that perspective that we're going to cut. Now, I don't know what kind of fucking fantasy land, okay, the federal government believes we're in, but inflation's coming back. So I don't think we're going to cut. I think right now, Jerome Powell is just protecting the US stock market because, okay, Biden is coming into, is the election is this year. And because the election is this year, there's always record gains in election year because the current president needs to showcase to the world that, hey, look, the US economy is okay. So if I were you guys, okay, I'm still bullish. I'm still 100% bullish on the entire market. I am not bearish. When this is when you're going to see me start taking massive profits. I'll tell you guys right now, just because, I'm a very giving person. Probably after the election or probably during the election, I'm going to start taking profits. And the reason being is because then the US government or the Fed has no interest in really caring what policy, I mean, presidential policy or how presidential influences in politics plays a role into the US economy. So, most likely, I think we're going to start seeing dips in November. Okay. I think history will start to repeat itself, but that's just me. That's just me. We'll see a correction there. So, this is just my analysis on Bitcoin. And if I'm bearish on Bitcoin, obviously, like I'm going to be a little bit more bearish on some of these other coins here. And we're going to probably take a hit with some other coins. Like, let's go look at like Ethereum. I'm just a little bearish, guys. I wouldn't say I'm 100% bearish. I'm 100% still bullish, but just in the structure here, it doesn't look good. Like, when we gave our ETH call here, we were in profit, man. Like, we were in profit on ETH. ETH turned around. And, one thing I do like is we did break a higher high here, a small higher high, but we broke structure, guys. We broke structure here, and I don't like it. I think this could still be an extension downward here. I think we could actually also go back to the 3,100 with ETH. That's just my perspective on it. With DOT, I've told everybody I don't really like DOT. I told a good buying area would be $8 here. If we do have a close above $12, we're going to go to 15 here with DOT, probably at the end of the bull run. If there's enough liquidity that enters Polkadot. To be honest, I don't like the way Polkadot looks. A good buying opportunity though would be between $8 and $8.51 if you want to deal with Polkadot, right? AVAX, I would get the fuck out of AVAX. Okay. I don't like this at all. Now one thing that could hold up AVAX is this candlestick right here. Okay, that's the one thing that could hold AVAX. One thing. One thing that can kind of hold AVAX. But to be honest, I don't like AVAX at all. If I were you guys, I mean, we called AVAX back here at 27 bucks, and we also called AVAX here at 35 bucks. I would just get the fuck out. I think AVAX might come all the way back to $47. XRP, I'm not really in XRP. I know the case actually ended. I think it ended today. I'm not too sure. Let's look at Solana. Okay, obviously, I'm still looking for that higher high to be breaking on Solana. One thing I do like about Solana is it hasn't broken structure yet. Notice that like Ethereum broke structure. Okay, Bitcoin even freaking broke structure. Obviously is retracing downward here, but Solana really hasn't broken structure. It looks like it's doing a solid pullback, right? So we do have a higher high that was created. We still haven't broke structure. If we close below 181, 182, then I would get out of Solana probably because I know Solana is probably going to go back to the 170, 169 area. I'm currently in buys here for Solana and still in profit here. So that is fine. Now, I do want to see Solana break this high here. I really do. Hopefully it can happen. Jupe, 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 Jupe. Okay, look at this, man. I mean, I fucking love Jupiter. For all you guys that have been following me now for the last couple of months, even years, man, I talked about Jupiter here, guys, and I was very early. Okay, I'll admit we were early. We were in some fucking drawdown. I do remember that. And you know what? People loved it. People hated it. People were like, when is Jupe gonna pop? When is Jupe gonna pop? Okay. Well, Jupe's pop now, man. Like, I mean, look at the gain overall, 280 something percent, 235%. Okay. And then guess what? I started taking profits here, and then I started scaling in again here. So, what is my long-term vision with Jupe? What do I think it's going to do? I think it's going to beat Uniswap. I think this is wave one here. Okay. This is correction, and this is wave two that's coming. And wave two that's coming, I think, is going to break $2.27. Now, what is Jupe doing? It just created an all-time high. There was a lot of liquidity that entered Jupiter. I think a lot of institutional money is going to start getting in pouring into Jupiter as well. That's what this looks like. Okay, this right here is very, very fucking bullish, dude. And Jupiter hasn't even broken structure like Ethereum, like Bitcoin. You know, Jupiter looks better than Solana right now. Okay. Jupiter looks way better than Solana. It hasn't broken structure. Now, if you want to get into Jupe, where I would get in or a good price would be $1.50. $1.47 would be a safer area. Okay. The safest area would probably be if we could get price back to $1.29. If we do, I'm probably going to drop another bag. Okay. On Jupe. Okay, Gala still looks decent. Okay, it has broke structure a bit. I was with the founder of Gala a couple, what was it? A couple like last weekend. Pretty cool, man. Guy's worth like 600 mil. Cool guy. Very humble. A very humble guy. Now, what do I think about Gala? All right. I think Gala is very bullish. Gala actually has the only working project in all of fucking crypto, to be honest with you guys. All of crypto, like working gaming project. I'm still bullish on Gala. If this might be a good solid re-entry here, I would wait for 5 cents and then probably get into Gala. I think their infrastructure needs a lot of fucking work, but in terms of product and fulfillment, they're amazing. Okay, they're gonna win. People are gonna dump money into this just because. All right. Now let's go into Sand. I don't even like Sandbox, dude. Like, fuck Sandbox. They've been saying that they're gonna release a crazy game or whatever for years. I'm not about the hype. I'm about fulfillment. Okay. I'm about fulfillment. So at the end of the day, like Sand, whatever. Render, actually. Render, I think, is going to correct here. This is an AI token. Funny how all other AIs are going up and these are losing hype now. So render might obviously stay here. The one thing holding render is this 4 hour candle here. If it crosses past this 4 hour candle or closes it, I'm out of render. Okay, completely. I mean, we were in render here in February. So we got in February, we got in March. Render's good. We're up still on this 42%. Radium, I think radium's losing the battle. Okay, I had about like 50 grand in radium. I got out of it. And it's not because I'm not bullish. I still think radium's going to go to $4. I just think they lack innovation. And I think right now there are better platforms out there that are actually going to beat radium in this run, in this crypto run. This crypto run boils back down into convenience and innovation. That's what I think it is. Yes, obviously you're going to see some fucking bullshit coins and meme coins pop up, and we'll talk about that too. But this crypto run, it's also like what's convenient to the average consumer, like what works. And Jupiter is just an overall better product than Radium. Yeah, Radium can go back to its peaks here of $12 and $16. I mean, dude, to get it at $2 and it was at $16. I mean, you guys do the fucking math. I'm telling you guys about it right now. I mean, you're still looking at a solid like even the $13 range. You're looking still at a solid 500% potentially at the end of the bull run. So like you know what, guys? Like, and this still has a second wave to do. Impulse correction, and one more impulse move until I still to see it at least get a little stagnant here. So I mean, even guys like you and we're just in the beginning of the bull run before the halving. I mean, still, like you're still gonna see Radium, fucking push. Soul Chat. We talked about chat before. Look at that. Look at what happened. It's crazy. I feel like I almost predicted the whole fucking market. Look at what happened. I drew this out. Okay. I drew this out when the market was here, and it legitimately followed the exact fucking trend, which is crazy to think about. Okay. Look at where I drew it when fucking Soul Chat was here. I said that nothing was going to stop Soul Chat because obviously all this here, all this imbalance area and liquidity needed to get filled. And then what happened? We tapped, all right, the order block that we talked about on our last call. Okay. These areas. We tapped that area. And then what do we have? A breakout, impulse, correction for probably the next wave. Soul Chat is still undervalued severely, severely fucking undervalued. Okay. I think this project here, okay, regardless of what anybody says, I think it's going to be a at least a $500 million project. And the reason being is because of a simple thing. It's the first ever phone call and text message sent on the blockchain. I mean, regardless, you're seeing fucking stupid meme coins pop up and have all these crazy utility and value. And look, it's at an $84 million market cap. I mean, guys, I remember when it was here at 46, you know? So I think it's going to go higher. I think we're going to see it go to probably 250 million again. If it does that, you could do the math. Okay, I'm buying some more. I doubled down on that. Okay, now let's go into some of these. I don't even know if I want to go into deck screener. Let's look at this real quick. I just need to look at something, guys, real quick. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance 49%, Ethereum dominance 15%. I can't wait because all the liquidity here, guys, mid bull run starts to pour into these. And you're gonna and reality is Binance, I mean the Binance Smart Chain isn't taking the majority of the liquidity. The majority of the liquidity is gonna go to Solana. That's just a reality. And I think Ethereum isn't even gonna get that much liquidity. I think Ethereum will have a bigger market cap, but in terms of volume, it's all gonna go into the Solana network. I mean, yeah, you have Dodge here, you have Shiba Inu, but I mean, with even the meme tokens like you have with Dog with Hat. Okay, you have fucking some of these other ones like Pepe. All right, on the Solana network, I think they might even beat Dog with Hat. To be honest, That's just the reality of it. Wow, Jupiter's at number 60. I didn't even see this before. Look at it. Look at Jupiter pass Ave. That's wild. All right. Bonk still at 1.7 billion is insane. Sandbox. Everybody's so bullish on Sandbox. I remember when Sandbox was like fucking 10 cents. Like, no, it was like 20, 30 cents. Last bull run, Sandbox gave me a 10x. I mean, we made like 100. I made 100 grand on Sandbox with 10K. So I mean, I like Sandbox, but I just think that it's out of its lane. If you guys want something new, Bobby actually recommended me Pyth Network. It's like a data chain. It like fucking long story short, what it does is it just basically measures and finds data on the blockchain. Uh, let me look at anything else here. So yeah, I would probably get some Pyth. Wait for the retracement. Get some Pyth. It's basically the chain link of that network. Um, Extreme greed. One thing I do want to look for is no, I don't want to look at that. Don't want to look at that. All right, let's look at some of these other coins. Okay, today, I mean, if you guys saw on X here, Soul Chat partnered with Soul Chat. I'm buying them on Bird Eye. So Soul Chat today partnered up with, or it was Soul Mail or Soul Card partnered up with fucking, what was it, Soul Mail or something like that. There's something that happened today. And we're in both projects too, which is insane. Okay, the chances of that is wild, guys. So let me try to find this for you so that way you can see it here. Okay. And we've called both of these projects here. So if you're on this, like congrats. So Soul Mail is thrilled to announce that we've entered a strategic partnership with Soul Card. So remember Soul Card, guys, in the Telegram? We called Soul Card like I think it was like a month ago or whatever. And Soul Card ran like 500%. I don't know if you guys were in the chat and you remember that. Okay, some of you guys do, some of you guys did. Amazing. Okay. So we got 400% on Soul Card. I made like 15 grand on this. It was the fastest 15 grand I've ever made in my life. It happened in like less than a second. It was funny. Happened like a day. I woke up and I was like up 15 grand. I was hyped. But long story short, I mean, it went up like 150% in like a day one, and then I started taking profit, and then it held, and then it kept going higher. I would have made 50 grand, but I just, my pullout game was a little too strong on that one. So now they've partnered up. Soul Mail and Soul Cards partnered up. And to be honest, that makes me very bullish, not just on Soul Mail, because obviously Tolly and all of them are really pushing behind this to be on the DApp store. But to be honest, Soul Card, I was kind of curious to see what would happen to it. I left some money there because I was like, you know what? I feel like it could still run. But this makes me very bullish because obviously all the support that Soul Mail is getting, Soul Card is now getting. And you're seeing that liquidity now start to enter Soul Card again because it just brings more credibility into Soul Card. All right. So we're looking at that. Stream, I'm still in stream. And yes, I'm in drawdown, guys. Okay. I'm in drawdown on stream. Okay. I've had like 20 grand in it. I'm probably down here like 60%. It is what it is. All right. If you can't take the drawdown or the degenerate drawdown, okay, you're not going to be able to get the degenerate gains. All right. We're down 40% on stream. Right. But remember mail, guys. When I was in mail, I was in 50% drawdown on 20 grand. All right. So just be aware that like when we were in drawdown and mail, look at this, guys. Like some of you guys lost hope for me here. Like some of y'all probably pulled out too early. This is where we called mail right here. This is where we called it. Okay. On March 21st. Okay. And we were in drawdown. Okay. We were in 60% drawdown. 60. Okay. Not 50, 60% drawdown. All right. And then you saw this bullish wave. And then what ended up happening was it ran all the way. We're still in mail right now. It's going to probably start pushing here. Okay. And we did a solid what? We did a solid 261%. What did I do when this was happening? Okay. I knew if this was a gamble, but if mail executed, I knew that if mail executed, this was going to be a fucking run, dude. And we're still here at a smaller market cap with mail. All right. We're still at a $60 million market cap. I think this can go to 120 million. I think it could even go to a 200 million. I think, dude, this isn't even fucking posted on any major exchange. I'm still bullish on this. I still own some mail. Yeah, I made 50 grand in a day. I could have made like 70 grand because I started taking some profit here, but it is what it is. All right. I gotta do what it is. So what I gave you guys was media and stream. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to mitigate risk. Okay, media and stream are very similar projects. One of them is gonna fucking pop. One might go to shit, one might fucking pop. But what happened was when Soul Mail got its fucking run, it made Soul Stream pop, it made Soul Media pop, it made Soul Chat pop, it made all the other utilities or depins pop. So what does that mean? That means, yeah, we might get stuck in some fucking drawdown here. All right. Even with this one here with media, we're down, a solid 50%. Very similar story here. At least from me, this is what I've done. Okay. I always recommend scaling into trades. Okay. Some of you guys are down less because you've been buying here. But my next run here for media, I see this getting filled here to 34 cents. And I do see, okay, yeah, this is just me, guys. I'm not giving you any financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Whatever you do with your money, you do with your money. You could lose all your money if you're on these calls. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. Okay, so don't sue me. But this is what I am doing. I don't give a fuck about what you guys are doing. I mean, I love you. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to be funny here. I'm trying to make this entertaining as possible because I want to make sure that you guys pay attention. Okay. And right now we're in accumulation here with mock jupe still. Okay. Can mock jupe run? I still think so. I mean, man, remember what I said. If we're bullish on Jupiter, you got to be bullish on mock jupe here. Okay. And from the high here, it's better to buy this here, at least in my opinion, not financial advice. Okay. To have a potential 600% gain here than buy Bitcoin at the all-time high. Okay. You have it's a higher risk, but okay, I think it's good. Another project that we've been looking at that I think is going to be very, very successful is going to be Soul Book. Okay. Wow, Soul Book's up. I just bought some more. Okay. I gave some of you guys this project last week. I didn't tell you guys to buy. I didn't put it in the chat. I just let some of you guys know. And some people texted me. They're like, Soul Book, holy shit. We're up like 500%. Okay. This is when Tolly tweeted about Soul Book and it went up 1,000%. Okay. 1,000%, guys. Some of you guys that took this were up 1,000%. Okay. So my recommendation right now with Soul Book, it's the first ever social media platform. And if you guys have been on the website, it's pretty fucking badass. It's like a Facebook, but on blockchain. So I think this is going to kick. It's still at a $3 million market cap. Very, very small, smaller than Mail, smaller than Stream, and smaller than a lot of these other tokens. Now be prepared to get in drawdown if you get into this, because if Bitcoin takes a fucking shit, okay, like I think it's going to, don't buy any of these tokens yet. They're going to get lower. Okay, so I'm just giving you some, or I would tell you guys, okay, this is what I would do. I wouldn't buy these tokens yet unless I saw a quick reversal here on Bitcoin. Okay, again, these are smaller caps, so they're not as affected at Bitcoin, but Dixie affects Bitcoin, Bitcoin affects Solana, and the price of Solana always affects these smaller caps. Just be aware of that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to help you guys mitigate risk. This is what I would do if I were, okay, a trader here trying to get rich, okay, off of small cap tokens. Now, there is another small cap I do want to give you guys. There's a project that I believe, okay, is going to be probably $100 million market cap, going to be just as big, even bigger than Soulbook. I think it's going to be bigger than Soul Chat. I think it's going to be bigger than media and stream, because not a lot of people are streaming. Not a lot of people are on media, but everybody needs this next project. And I'll announce that next project next week here, um, for everybody. And I think that project will probably push to another 500 to 1,000%. I've never been more sure about it before in my life. But that's just me. I'm not giving you, like I said, financial advice. All right. So we're 45 minutes in, guys. This is just my opinion on everything. Just I'm overlooking some of these. I'm not going to give you guys new projects here. Be very careful with Bird Eye too, guys, because I heard somebody tell me this, that If you type in like Soul Mail, okay, for example, you'll see a bunch of scams. So be careful because like, obviously this is the real Soul Mail token, right? At 5 cents with the most with 2.8 million volume, but there's a lot of scammers that'll make like, okay, like different Soul Mails to try to just scam you and rug you of all your money. You see this right here? So always pick the one with the most amount of volume. Okay. That's the smartest thing that you'd want to do. All right. The most amount of 24-hour volume is most likely the right one. Okay. When using this. So this basically breaks everything down. Okay. I gave you guys some updates. I'm not giving you guys new coins or anything that I'm looking at right now. I want to kind of see how the market plays itself out first. Right. Solana is actually dropping right now as we're looking at it. Yeah, look at that. Solana's dropping back to entry. Even Bitcoin's dropping a little bit here, right? Just a little bit. I think tonight it's going to drop even more, and then it'll probably head back to this area here. We'll look for more buying opportunities. I mean, this could be another buying opportunity here. This is probably where I'd want to see it go. Where did my markup go? This is where I could see it go. I mean, I call the Bitcoin buy here and I call the Bitcoin buy here. So it's like I called 60 grand, I called 62,000. So hopefully we can hold. I don't want to go back to 62,000 because we're going to see more pain in the alts here. I would love if Bitcoin can hold 67 and give us one more impulse move to the upside. And that would break this high. And most likely if we break that high, we'd probably at least go to 75 at least, but I really want to see 81. Probably after the halving, we'd see 81. All right, guys. Let me answer some questions here in the chat. Okay, I understand somebody said go look at the Q&A. So this is what I'm going to do, guys. If you have questions here, okay, go in the Q&A section and ask me and I'll answer them. All right, please remember the question in the Q&A. Okay, let me answer. Hi, I can view charts from Bird Eye on TradingView, please. This is the setup alerts. Tried to find Soulmail in TV. It's not there. Okay, so guys, just understand that Soulmail and like Soul TV, it's too small. I mean, these are newer projects. Go look at Soul Book. It just opened up like the 28th of March. This is like a 3-day old project, guys. This is not going to be like posted on TradingView. Okay, I'll just be honest with y'all. It isn't going to be available on TradingView. Okay. So my advice here is keep the markups here. If you want to set alerts on this, it's going to be very difficult for you to do. To be honest, let me see. I don't know if I can actually. Yeah, if you can't find it on TradingView, it's not available on there. Obviously, the data feed that these guys are getting is from a completely other different provider, and then they're pushing it through TradingView. So, to be honest, if you want to set limits and do things like that, you can do that here on the order book. And that's what you can do. And that's what I would recommend. It's a pretty cool feature. Experiment with that. Okay. Let me go answer one more question. What's the best thing to do if I am a trader, I want to get in the foundation, what I'm looking for at these soul projects? Okay. That is a paid for question. If you want to know how to do that, you're going to have to pay for that question. Okay. Next question. I'm just kidding. To be honest, utility. And I think that would be a big thing. There's a couple other things that I would recommend, but we're out of time here, guys. So I do got to run. Uh, but appreciate every single one of y'all for hopping on. And the answer to that question is utility, guys. But other than that, I appreciate y'all for hopping on the entire call. I can't wait to see you guys. Okay, on the next one. Okay. Yep, we're announcing it at the end. Okay, of tonight. I've just been waiting for more people to comment on that post. Okay, so there's one more ready to go. And I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I cannot wait to see what happens in these markets here, whether it's a correction or a solid move. We're in the beginning of the bull run, so 81K for Bitcoin is going to get clapped. Appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.